The 7-day stability reset. How to stop feeling behind and start building forward. The quiet weight of feeling behind. There's a feeling that doesn't look dramatic from the outside. You still wake up. You still go to work. You still answer messages. You still smile when you need to. But underneath it all, there's this quiet weight. It feels like everyone else figured something out that you somehow missed. Like you're running but not catching up. Like time is moving faster for everyone else. And no matter how hard you try, you can't shake the thought, I should be further by now. If that thought has been living in your head lately, this video is for you. Because today we're not going to talk about hustling harder. We're not going to talk about overnight transformation. We're not going to talk about pretending you're confident until you feel it. We're going to talk about stability. Because stability, not speed, is what changes your trajectory. And I want to walk you through a 7-day reset that doesn't overwhelm you. It grounds you. Why feeling behind is so common. Most people who feel behind aren't lazy. They're exhausted. They've been surviving things no one sees. Financial pressure, family expectations, mental battles, uncertainty about direction, comparison they can't turn off. But here's the quiet truth no one says out loud. We're measuring ourselves against edited timelines. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You're measuring your progress against someone who may have had more support, more resources, more clarity earlier, different circumstances entirely. And when your life doesn't match that invisible script, you start believing something is wrong with you. That belief is the real damage, not the timeline. The real problem: instability, not delay. Most people think they feel behind because they haven't achieved enough. But that's not the core issue. The deeper issue is instability. When your life feels unstable, your finances feel unpredictable, your routines feel inconsistent, your emotions feel overwhelming, your goals feel unclear, you don't just feel delayed, you feel unsafe. And when the nervous system feels unsafe, it does one of two things: panics, or it shuts down. Neither leads to progress. That's why this reset isn't about acceleration. It's about stabilization. The 7-day stability reset. This is not a productivity challenge. It's not about intensity. It's not about proving anything. It's about rebuilding trust with yourself. Slowly, gently, intentionally. Day 1. Clear the mental clutter. You cannot build clarity on top of chaos. Day 1 is simple. Get everything out of your head. Write down every worry, every goal, every unfinished task, every I should, every comparison. No organizing, no fixing, just unloading. Most people don't realize how much mental weight they're carrying. When everything lives in your head, it feels bigger than it is. Once it's on paper, it becomes manageable. This is the first moment of relief. Not because your life changed, but because your mind stopped racing. Day 2. Define what actually matters. Now that your thoughts are visible, look at the list. Ask yourself, if no one could judge this list, what would actually matter to me? Not what should matter. Not what impresses people. Not what looks successful online. What would bring you stability? Maybe it's paying off one debt, improving sleep, finding consistent work, healing emotionally, building one reliable skill. Pick 3, not 10. 3. When everything is important, nothing moves. Clarity creates direction. Day 3. Remove one source of pressure. Pressure disguises itself as motivation. But constant pressure leads to paralysis. Look at your life and identify one unnecessary pressure source. It might be following accounts that trigger comparison, trying to match someone else's pace, overcommitting socially, saying yes when you mean no. Remove one, just one. Notice how your nervous system responds when something stops demanding your energy. This is stabilization. Day 4. Build one non-negotiable routine. Stability comes from repetition. Pick one daily habit that supports your foundation. Not 5. Not an extreme morning routine. Not a complete life overhaul. 1. Could be 20 minutes of focused work, a 10-minute walk, tracking spending, waking up at a consistent time, reading 5 pages daily. The key is this: it must be sustainable. Confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself. This is how self-trust begins. Day 5. Face the financial reality calmly. Money is one of the biggest sources of feeling behind. Avoidance increases anxiety. Clarity reduces it. On day 5, look at your numbers: income, expenses, debt, savings. No shame, no self-criticism, just observation. When you see reality clearly, you stop imagining worst-case scenarios. From there, progress becomes math, not emotion. And math is manageable. Day 6. Redefine on track. This is the turning point. Most people think being on track means making more, achieving faster, getting ahead. But being on track really means being aligned with your current reality. If your routines are consistent, if your spending is conscious, if your energy is protected, if your goals are realistic, you are on track. Even if it's slow. Slow alignment beats fast chaos. Day 7. Commit to the next 30 days. The reset doesn't end with motivation. It continues with maintenance. Ask yourself, what would the stable version of me do for the next 30 days? Not the perfect version. Not the millionaire version. The stable version. Maybe that means applying to 5 jobs a week, posting content consistently, saving $50 weekly, practicing one skill daily. Small consistency compounds. You don't need a breakthrough. You need continuity. The moment you stop chasing and start building, here's where the shift happens. When you stop trying to catch up and start trying to stabilize, your energy changes. You move from urgency to intention, from panic to planning, from comparison to clarity. And that calm energy is powerful, because calm people make better decisions. Calm people stick to plans. Calm people build foundations that last. This is how you quietly surpass people who are sprinting without direction. Not because you're faster, because you're grounded. Resolution. You were never late. You were overloaded. You were comparing. You were surviving. You were carrying invisible weight. Feeling behind doesn't mean you failed. It means you were navigating something difficult without a system. Now you have one. The 7-day stability reset isn't about changing your life in a week. It's about changing your relationship with progress. Because once you feel stable, you stop needing to rush. And when you stop rushing, you start building. And when you start building consistently, time becomes your ally instead of your enemy. If this gave you a sense of relief, hold on to that. You don't need intensity to change your life. You need structure. You need patience. You need repetition. And if this kind of grounded, clear thinking helps you breathe a little easier, stay here, because we're not chasing hype. We're building stability. And stability is what quietly changes everything. You're not behind. You're rebuilding. And that's powerful.